Hey there. So, you know that you have to create content. You understand that you have to create content, but you might not actually understand why. And you might also be creating content that's actually not really working to do the job that you would like it to do. I've had clients tell me that what they really want to have happen is not actually what's happening. What they really want to have happen is they want people, their buyers, to consume a piece of content, watch a video, read a white paper, visit their website, and actually buy. They would love to have people who reach out to them be ready to buy. They end up in conversations with people who are not really ready, and I've done a video about that before, talking about how you're having a sales conversation. They think they're having a marketing conversation, and why that's a problem and how to fix it. Let me know if you want that marketing and sales conversations. Just say so below, and I'll share the link to that. In this video, I'm going to explain why marketing really isn't working, why your marketing content is not really working, and what you can do to actually get your marketing content to do its job and actually work for you. My name is Winnie Anderson. I am a content strategist and content designer, and I work with service-based businesses to actually create content tools and assets that do its job, that actually work to bring in and qualify clients so they get their needs met faster. They say yes faster and easier. You're serving them, doing the thing you love to do faster and easier. Everybody's happy, right? Great things happen. You know how this works. I'm here to answer your questions, so feel free to post your questions, make comments if you would like. If you're watching this live, if you come on live with me, there is a link for you to click to give the fabulous StreamYard app permission to see your name and image on the Facebook platform. That's all it sees. It's not something creepy. What is happening is I'm looking at my StreamYard dashboard in my primary monitor. I have a second monitor over there, and I have notes below. In the dashboard, when you make a comment or ask a question, it shows Facebook member. So when you click on that link, it helps me see your name and face. That's all. It's just nicer. So it's nothing creepy, I promise. So if you can do that, that would be awesome. And as I said, ask questions, make comments. So let's go ahead and dive right in. We're going to be talking today. This is Thursday is my day for coming in and doing my pre-sale and profit show. And that's what today is. So let's get down to it and talk about how marketing can actually do its job. What is marketing's job anyway? Of course, it's multi-layered, but really, there's a great quote that I love to use, and it's marketing's job is to make selling superfluous. That was said by the legendary Peter Drucker, who's considered the father of modern management. And one of the fathers of modern management. And that is such a great quote because it really is what marketing is designed to do. There are a lot of layers to that process, but in the totality, you are marketing. So when people reach out to you, they're ready to buy. If people come to you and they're not ready to buy, there's a reason for that. And you have to trace it back and figure out what that reason is, because people are never going to tell you. They're going to make an excuse like, oh, I don't have the budget, I don't have the money for that, it's too expensive, you're charging too much. They're not going to admit what was going on. Really, when they do say that, it's often really trying to tell you that you did not give them the information that they needed to say yes to you, or to say no earlier in the process. You should get to a call, assuming you sell by sales calls. You should get to a call. Both of you should know what the call is for, and they should be really ready to say yes. It's a matter of figuring out the details. So that's why marketing's job is to make selling superfluous, because it's supposed to be doing the selling for you. And you're just handling the details, right? So let's talk about why this doesn't happen, how to make it happen, and what you need to think about along the way. So one of the things that I always tell people is that service business owners, we're a solution in search of a problem. We often go into business because we have the solution to a problem. We have a set of talents, a set of skills that we love to use, and we have a certain way that we like to use them. And so the other reason why you might have started a service business is maybe you feel called to a mission, right? Veterinarian, a healthcare provider. But I feel called to a mission. I feel called to help people to get their message out in the world and to sell their services easier and faster, right? That's really what I feel called to do. And I do feel that's a calling. So we've got these skills, we've got this mission on our heart. Now, how do we do that? And now we're in search of the problem that we can fix. So job one is to let people know that you exist. So one big job for marketing to do is to create awareness. People have to know you exist on the planet. Nobody's going to come up to your home office, to your front door and go, hey, there's a smarty in here. I have a problem that I need you to fix. That doesn't happen. So we've got to get content to build awareness of us in the first place. Now, there are levels to awareness. There are different elements of awareness. I'll address those in other videos, and I've already been talking about them. But really, people have to know, you have to get known, and people have to understand what you do, how you do it, and the value that it offers them. So that means, so you get known and you stay top of mind with people who already know you, then you have to connect with those people. So they might have a general awareness of you, but they haven't established a real connection with you. That's part of your content's job. And while no matter who you sell to, we buy from people. This is one of the reasons why corporations are really like people, because they have a personality. They have a set of values. They have a set of skills and offerings. They have a problem that they solve and a solution they offer. So an organization, and part of my background is in human resources, an organization develops this personality out of the heart of its founder. So you, as the founder of your business has its own personality, and you've got to share content that communicates that personality. I talk to friends and colleagues and my coach, Molly Mahoney, about that I'm really a Jersey girl. And I have a great friend, Lisa Robin Young, who's a big smarty pants on her own and a fabulous singer. She calls me a combination of Sherlock Holmes, which you can see over my shoulder there, and Jersey. And that's really what my style is all about. Sherlock has this great quote that my clients don't come to me for sympathy. My clients don't come to me to hear how fabulous they are. They know how fabulous they are. My clients come to me to fix a problem. So I'm going to fix a problem, and I'm going to tell you straight up what is the problem. And if people don't like that, and I have had people who don't like that kind of straight talk, well, you need to know that early on so we don't get into a sales conversation with each other. So you don't, waste your time. And so I'm not talking to somebody who really is not interested in working in the way in which I work. I had somebody tell me, you have to tell me something good about myself before you can criticize me. And I said, no, I don't. I'm not your mom. I'm not here to praise you. I'm not your teacher. I'm here to help you. And spending time patting you on the back, that's what you should be doing for yourself. That's what your friends do. It's not what I do. So, I'm an acquired taste. I'm not for everybody. So it's one reason why I love video, but it's a big element of your marketing is you've got to communicate your values. You've got to communicate your point of view, because people either love it or they don't. And you're not here to be middle of the road, right? You're not here to be vanilla. You're here to pick a side and to have other people decide, yeah, I want to learn more about her. I like her style. Or, you know what? God bless her. I don't like her style. So that's a very big element. You want to help people see you and your business for what you are, right? I'm looking down at my notes here. That's what I'm glancing at. So they want to work with people who feel they understand them and who they resonate with. So that's why it's so important that your content really have an element of personality to it. And again, it's why I love video, because there's no bigger personality than you on video. Okay, so awareness, connecting. Next is to help people decide to buy. There are a couple of steps in here, but really that's the big picture. You're educating people about their problem. You're helping them recognize how it should be solved, right? That's your perspective, how you think it should be solved, and how you do that. That is also helping to inspire them to solve this problem and solve it now. That's part of their decision-making process. Do I need to solve this now, or can I wait? And the reason for that is because life is full of problems. And we're all juggling those problems and deciding which one to solve next, right? It's about priorities. So we've got to help our best buyer recognize the problem they have that we solve must be solved now, not later, right? And I would hope that you believe that. Also, it's how I have another video that talks about this, and let me know if you want to see it. It talks about the way buyers classify a purchase. So if you want that, just let me know, classify purchase, and I'll in the comment, and I'll get you the link to the video. But people have to classify the problem you solve as essential to be solved now, not something they can wait to solve. Okay. So again, marketing, how do you make your marketing work harder? You understand what it's supposed to do and it's supposed to sell. You're going to create marketing that helps you get known. It helps you connect with people, and it helps you help them decide to buy and understand then how to buy. People hate being sold. They hate being sold to. But they need to buy. They need to get their problem solved. They need to get their needs met. So that's why using educational content is so valuable, because it really does do the selling for you. There's no persuading, there's no convincing. If you're doing that in your sales conversations, you're doing it wrong. Sorry, but you are. That people who teach that style, not that there isn't an effective way to have a conversation, absolutely. And there's a lot of emotional blocks that we can put up to having that conversation. Absolutely. I work with coaches to get around that as well. Deal with that stuff, right? You're going to get dealt with that. However, again, marketing's job is to make selling superfluous. So by the time they have consumed the content and they get to you, they're ready. They know that you're going to be talking price. They know they're going to have to make a decision. And your job is to help them make that decision. It's not to manipulate, convince, convert, or persuade, right? Don't do that. Okay, so you're going to adopt that persona of being client-focused, of pre-selling. You're going to embrace the teacher in you, and you're going to position yourself as a guide, as a solution provider, never as a salesperson, right? So if you have a team, you don't have a team of salespeople. You have a team of guides and solution providers. You want to help them embrace that role because it's part of your brand. I would hope it's part of the brand that you're trying to build, that you want to be known as solution providers. Okay, so now remember, as people are consuming your content, you're going to talk about them in the language of business, right? They become a lead, they become a prospect, then they're a client. Leads, and you hear a lot of guru talk about having a lead magnet and building a list of leads, that kind of stuff, list building. what you really want to do is recognize what your business needs right now. And what your business needs is based on where you are on the business life cycle. Chances are good you need more clients, right? We all do. Most of us do. So you should be focusing your content on content tools, as I refer to them. Assets is what their technical word is. You want to focus the content on the people who are really ready to buy. And you want to give them the kind of information that helps them to decide, right? The absolute worst is I'll think about it. No, they won't. No, rarely does anybody think about it. And then you do want to ask people, can I help you think about that? What kinds of content do you need? What elements can I give you? That's a real education for you, because then you can create that copy, that kind of content. Hey, I know you were wrestling with choosing between X and Y. I did a real quick chart of choosing us over somebody else, and here you go. That'll help you. Right. Awesome. Great. Thank you. Thanks for thinking of me. So that's a way to be educationally focused and to really help people decide to buy and to use content that works harder than you do. Okay. So you are going to, in my language, pre-sell, right? That's why you're creating this content, is to bring them pre-sold so they're ready to say yes or no in that conversation. And to do that, you're going to educate them about the problem and the solution opportunities. You're going to elevate yourself in their eyes. This helps separate you. It helps position you as unique, and it helps you be seen as the guide, as the solution provider, as this unique person who is not trying to get a client. You're just trying to help them make a decision. Your content is working to inspire them to take action, inspire them to solve this problem, to solve it now. And then you're going to invite them to take that next step, whatever that next step is. If it's to work with you, awesome. Here's what that would look like. Here's how if you custom quote, everything starts at X, and here's my process, right, for getting ready to give you that quote. It costs X amount for the assessment, blah, 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 right? Those are the details. You can talk about those details, right? Okay, so you educate, elevate, inspire, and invite, always using that language of invitation, because you're talking to not somebody you're trying to manipulate. You're talking to a person out of great respect. Okay, so what you need to understand, and I'm jumping all over the place with my notes here. What you need to understand then, and marketing continues, right? Just because you have somebody who has said yes doesn't mean your marketing's over. Marketing shifts from acquisition to retention. And in that shift, we help people be successful. We stay top of mind with them. We get case studies and testimonials through them. And ideally, they then refer other people to us. So marketing is first is acquisition, then it's acquiring clients, connecting, etc., helping them decide. Then it shifts to retention. So what you need to understand, first of all, you need to understand the problem that you solve, and you need to understand that at a very deep level. What are the solutions they've tried? If this is the problem, what is it that they aspire to? It's very rarely just the opposite of what the problem is. You also want to understand what makes a great client, so you're talking only to those people. You want to understand yourself and your own point of view, and you want to be able to bravely put it out there. You want to make sure that you understand where you are on the business life cycle, as I said, so you can craft content that is designed to meet your needs. So it's client acquisition content. You have a great stable of clients and past clients. Great. You need to focus on retention and referral generation through that content. You always want to build awareness because you always want to bring in new people. You always want to build your brand and stay top of mind with everyone in general. You want to understand that problem, talk about the problem the way the buyer describes it. Don't use jargony language, use their language. So they really feel like you've entered, as we call it in copywriting, you enter the conversation they're having in their head. And you're helping them have those V8 moments, right? That head slap moments to go, that's it. That's the solution that I need. Absolutely. You also then create content that answers the questions that they have. And they will not always ask you because they don't want to embarrass themselves. So I have another video I've done that talks about the three types of questions. If you want that, say 3 questions, and I'm happy to share that link with you as well. So you want to make sure that you're creating content that answers the FAQs, frequently asked questions, the SAQs, should ask questions, and the WAQs are the most important, the want to ask questions. They're the ones that they're thinking about, but they won't actively ask you for a lot of reasons. They don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to make you uncomfortable, all kinds of things people tell themselves. You want to make sure, this is probably the most important piece, that, okay, you have these pieces of content. I call billboard content is the big content, and then you have signpost content that's smaller pieces of content. But you want to create what I refer to as qualification mechanisms that are part of your content. These elements ask people reflection questions. They get them to think about what you've just shared and how that relates to them and their situation. That is how you make your marketing work harder than you do, because they're really noodling on this stuff and they're going, yeah, you know what? I just did that assessment. No, I need more help. Or, yeah, I could do this on my own, but I don't want to. My time's too valuable. I need to hire somebody. And now I know how to hire them. So you want to make sure you're building in these qualification mechanisms at client acquisition tools, or turning your content into client acquisition tools, rather. So your content is genuinely working hard to attract those pre-sold prospects. You want to make sure that you create content resources for you in the process. That sounds silly, but let me explain. Content resources, these are referred to in the business as sales enablement tools. This is so you don't have to have all this stuff in your head, and you've got, it's part of building a great brand. You have content that you're going to then draw from. So you're getting involved in a new social platform. What's the best thing for me to, what's the short one-liner that I want to use? I'm going to go get that from my brand Bible, from my core message toolkit, as I call it. You're going to have this consistency then across all of your tools, because it's right there in one spot for everybody to use. So if somebody asks you a question, a prospect asks you a question, well, how does your offering stand up to, blah, blah, blah? You've got that. Somewhere in your sales enablement tools, you've got information about that. So you know that. This helps you, again, build that standardized knowledge base among your team and among yourself, and for yourself too. So you don't have to go, oh, that's a good question, I don't know. You've got those resources in one spot. So you've got content for, general consumption. Your content, you're focusing on where you are on the business life cycle. You are creating content that attracts, helps you get known, but also then helps the buyer get educated, so it helps them decide to buy. You then move from attraction to retention. You are helping people genuinely decide, and you're also helping yourself just be nimble and flexible in that conversation. So you've got a set of tools that you can refer to that just help you juggle things very well. Key points for, a sales conversation, that sort of stuff. And you're all ready for that. So that's how to make your content actually do its stinking job, which is to do the selling for you. Hope that helps. I'm actually working on kind of a manifesto, if you will, about this subject. If you would like to get that, say manifesto below, and I will get a copy to you as soon as it's ready. I'm working on that and a couple of other things. And so now you know your marketing's job is to make selling superfluous. Marketing's job is to do the selling for you. It is to position and pre-sell you. So your prospects show up ready to buy. You're not just generating leads, you are attracting somebody who becomes a prospect who then becomes a client because they're ready to make a purchase. So you are educating them on their problem. You're elevating yourself in their eyes, positioning yourself as a guide, a solution provider, not a salesperson, and you are helping them make the best choice for them. And of course, you're putting this content online so it can work for you 24/7. That means that you have a great website that has a very high quality user experience that helps people see what you offer, helps them navigate that, understand why they need to buy from you, helps them take action, that helps them move close to actually saying yes. So don't try to build a list when what you really want are clients. You want to focus on driving somebody to a sale and having that soft call to action for those that aren't ready. They can take a different path. But if you want more clients, then you've got to create content that helps buyers say yes. Hope that has been helpful. A little bit longer than I had intended to go to. Like I said, I'm working on a manifesto of sorts that is this kind of information. It's going to have a lot more detail in it. So if you would like that, just say manifesto below and I'll get in touch with you so you can get a copy of that when it's ready. All right, this has been Winnie Anderson. I am a content strategist and content designer. I help service-based businesses shorten their sales cycle by creating marketing tools that actually work to do the job of attracting clients that are pre-sold and ready to buy. Would love to talk about how I can help you. If that would be of interest to you, just shoot me a private message. All right, I'm out of here. Have a great rest of the day, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.